Apparently, I'm live. It said so right there. Hey guys, girls, people, persons, non gender conformist. Okay? Hello. Taurus. I have not named your reading yet, but the band that I'm playing is called Named Bully. I thought that was cute for y'all. I did some research. Oh my god. Ooh, honey. Y'all know what I'm talking about when I say that ain't sweet. Okay? When you go by Venus, you like sweet stuff, right? Not too much of it. Some of you may need to stop eating. I know I need to, for sure. I still put coffee or sugar. I still put coffee in my sugar. No, I don't drink that much sugar in my coffee, but you know, it can be, a lot. I feel the same way that you guys do. Some of you guys may be thinking about changing your diets. That's what I'm getting from this Virgo full moon was trying your energy. Uranus is there, Mars is there, I believe, as well. So that's bringing some shakeups and some surprises, right? And you're putting aggression into your body, right? Because you're identifying with the energy that Mars brings in. Mars, which rules Aries, is physicality, right? This is Sun in Aries. Um, and it really is, Virgo was talking about routine as well, which is trying your energy. Saturn and Pluto are in Capricorn right now with Venus, which is your planetary ruler, trying your energy. The moon is exalted in your sign. It was trying your energy in Virgo. What's going on with the routine? What are you guys changing up? You know what I mean? That type of thing. Um, what is it that you want to see change? You want to see productivity somewhere in many areas. One in particular being the body. You've done things a lot. Some of you want to lose like 33 pounds. You guys that's a lot. That's like a child. Okay, well, if that's what you want to do, that means that you are setting your goals, and that's wonderful. You definitely should do that. Are we good? I think we're good, baby. So let me go ahead and lay out cards out, Taurus. My mother is a Taurus. Hi, Mom. I love you. May 17th, which she's a fixed sign, and 17 is, what is that? That's the star card, so that's Aquarius. She squares Aquarius. 1 and 7, that's the strength card, that's 8. My mother's pretty strong and fixed. But you know what? She has mutable energy. She's like Taurus Gemini, in her energy. My North Node is Gemini. I have a lot of Sagittarius, though. My dad is a Sagittarius. So, who is this? Taurus. Well, right. Earth, okay? This is the fourth reading I've done in like 4 or 5 hours, okay? They've all been kind of like an hour long, except for Scorpio was long, but I did it in 2 parts. Anyway, Taurus, which that's your opposite. My mother's a Taurus. She married a Scorpio, right? I know the music might be a little bit loud, but I'm trying to like get my voice carry, because I like having a little background. So you guys are thinking about the work, right? That you put into something, the aggression that you're putting into something that takes some time. You need the time to create something that is beautiful, that is of quality work. So some of you might actually be putting more interest into the quality of your work, and other people are noticing that. They're seeing what you're doing and they're liking it. Some of you are very creative people. Some of you are artists, and people are noticing the work that you put into what you do, the time that you put in what you do, the intention, the consideration, and you are doing it because it's what you do. You're being very professional, and I think people are noticing that. They're liking it. It's like they're talking to each other about it. You're creating buzz, and that's good. Ooh, I almost knocked my iPad over. You're creating buzz, okay? This does also have to talk about a need to express something. You want to express more, right? Because Capricorn is really about the accumulation of something over time. Wisdom is there too, and it's the wisdom that comes from experience, right? And that's why you're able to craft something very well. This is, it's one of initiating, right? It's one of starting things, getting people interested, getting people talking. So you guys might actually want to plan some projects to actually become something. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we're gonna do this thing here at this place at this time on this date, and this is how much the tickets are, or that type of thing. You might be planning some of you might be planning like art shows to show your own work. Some of you might be planning your own shows to show whatever work it is that you do as a professional. Um, yeah, it's wonderful. You're being very creative right now, and that's good. So let's look at the center of the reading and see what it is that you have going on here. Queen of Cups, double water. Okay, this is the most intuitive queen out of the deck. This is also opposing this energy of Mars and Capricorn, yes, which opposes Cancer, which the Queen of Cups, that's Cancer, that's cardinal water, and it's talking about initiating things out of creativity, out of a need to create, a need to, resonate with people on an emotional level. It's like your craft, your work, you get something out of giving that to people. You know what I mean? And it's not necessarily about people celebrating you and giving you praise for the work that you do. Hi, baby. Hi, Linda. But it's, what do you do, Linda? Are you a creative person? Are you doing work for something? Do you own any sort of shops? Are you working with children? Like, what is it? Because I'm getting that you guys, the Tauruses are being very creative, right? You guys might be nurturing this creative part of yourself. If it's something that you just started doing because people noticed that you were good at it and they were like, you actually should keep going at that. You should do more of that thing. It started out as a hobby, but like it always was something that you felt like you wanted to do. So it's like you are doing that. You know what I mean? And it's like you definitely don't feel like you're holding back because it's Mars. And Capricorn really does want to put the work in. You just don't want to get complacent, and you can get wrapped up in your creativity, and it's so connected to us and so connected to our soul's experience that sometimes we can get a little complacent in it because it's something that's always evolving and it's always changing. So sometimes it could be a little bit uncomfortable, and sometimes you may not feel like you want to exercise those gifts, or you want to do anything. The creative juices may not be flowing sometimes, and that's all right. Everyone experiences that. You know what I mean? It's like when you don't feel like cleaning the house. Some of y'all might need to do that. You know what I mean? It's like when you don't feel like cleaning the house, but if you did it, you would just get into the groove of it, and before you knew it, it'd be clean. You know what I mean? So some of you need to you write poetry. Yes. I was going to say writers, but I didn't want to, box it. So yeah, people are appreciating that. And poetry is something that is very tied to the subconscious, because poetry and poeticism does not tell you what to feel. It allows you to feel. And that's what the Queen of Cups does. She allows you to feel. So that's what your creativity does too. What it is that you put out there. Sometimes I feel like, wow, maybe I shouldn't post that video of me dancing. But it's like, who else is going to do it? And no one's creative voice sounds like yours, right? So no one is going to hear that unless you allow them to, and you voice it and you show them, right? It's okay. What I think about when I get complacent is like, wow, maybe I should let this complacency feed my creativity, but it's hard to do that. Virgo sun, Aries moon, Scorpio rising. I paint and I'm a little blocked. Wow, we got writers, we got painters. You're blocked. What is it that's going through your head right now? What is it that you feel like you are worried and concerned about, right? Put that down there. Put that on that canvas. Put it on the canvas. Even if you don't know what it is, what it's going to be, or what you want it to be, it can become something. It's kind of like when people didn't know that they were pregnant, but when they find out, all they want to do is have that baby. You know what I mean? Yeah. So now let's look at what's going on as your immediate right, as your immediate influence. Your attention has been brought back to the commitment that you have to yourself and your creativity, right? We're dealing with cardinal energy. All of the cards that have come out right now are cardinal. Card at the bottom of the Mars and a Capricorn. Then we have the Queen of Cups, which is cardinal water, and the cardinal queen is Cancer, cardinal sign. Then you got Jupiter in Libra, okay? Libra is a cardinal sign. This is talking about expanding in one's awareness of how committed you are to you, right? And understanding who you are and where your creativity comes from. This is me saying, like, if you're sleeping on your creativity and what you're able to produce and create and make, you're sleeping on yourself, because nobody else is going to be like, they can do that. Let's wait and see if they do it, though. They can do it. No, you have to. You know what I mean? And it's like, maybe right now you guys are trying to take a breath of fresh air. Maybe you're stepping back to see what it is that you need to you reform, right, in your concepts and in your mind, that's going to bring you into a more structured awareness, a more structured approach, right, in terms of like what you're able to expand upon that you only you can bring, right? How are you able to expand upon yourself? What are you aware of, right? Your commitment, you better be committed to yourself. You are. You're always going to be. You can't not be, you know? Because you're in your body. You're there, right? Now let me look at the moon and the sun position for you guys. All right. The next two cards, Cardinal. Y'all better get out there and start creating and stop being so complacent. Damn. I wish I could show you like what these cards look like. I never like do my readings with the camera looking at the table, but I don't know. Anyway, in your sun position, you have Moon in Cancer, which is also another 4, and that is a cardinal card. You just got 2 4, so your security, your emotional security is that question, is in you know is what you're being influenced by, and also your mental stability is as well. You know, the structures in your mind and the structures in your feelings, right? And you are feeling a lot right now, Taurus, which is so, I don't know why. You know, it could just be because, you know, Jupiter is in your 8th house right now. Jupiter is in your 8th house of of Sagittarius. So, there might be expanding like some hidden issues. It could be expanding some issues of like, you know, hidden things that you haven't really uncovered yet. You might be feeling like you are missing out in life in something because you're not creating things that you want to create, right? The rivers are coming from like larger bodies of water. It's being channeled. You have to channel that creativity and channel that emotion so that it can go somewhere else, that it can be appreciated fully more. You know what I mean? What the Great Lakes were once glaciers that were frozen, and that isn't as beautiful as lakes. But I mean, you know, climate change. But you know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes you have to like let things flow into and get settled a little bit. It really is talking about structures and commitment to your own structures and the awareness of how committed you are to your structure, and you know, respect to yourself, how you identify with your own self-respect, how you've evolved emotionally. You have the moon position, so you are really definitely feeling something. You are expanding on a commitment that you want to create. And if you don't do it, then that energy of the creative forces inside of you is just going to keep building, keep building, keep building, keep building, keep building, right? You have the foundation to do it. You're alive. You're here. You know that you want to create. You have a gift. You have to exercise it. Look, it's saying do it because people are going to be into it. Why are you not doing it? You're complacent. Definitely. And you're trying not to like get in the way of like other people, you know, who are also maybe doing the same thing that you want to be doing. That might be it. Really feeling that swell. You like my sweatshirt? Oh, yay. Garfield. So this is kind of like, you know, I used to watch this when I was little because I'm 35, you guys. So, you know, it's a generation thing. I'm sure like most of the people who are like younger than millennials are, I feel like maybe they don't know Garfield is. Maybe they do. It's like Mickey Mouse, right? I'm not a Disney person, by the way. I did work there. Anyway, yeah, you guys are definitely going through an evolution of emotions and feelings. Some of you might be mothers, and that's why you've held back your creativity, right? Because you felt like there was a need to perform in such a way that was expected of you. And now it's like you're not getting anything out of that. You're not relinquished. It's like you're not getting a return. You are, because it's like you're putting love and compassion and everything into being mothers and parents and fathers, or people who are guidance. Um, you know what I mean? But it's like you really need to allow yourself to live. You know what I mean? If we're not practicing our creativity and we are not channeling our emotions, because we are here. Like I tell people, your emotions are your GPS system. It's helping you get through life. It's showing you things. Your emotions are like the signals that go off for you, transmitting waves, energy, water. You're made of it. And this full moon really showed you something. You guys are restructuring things after this full moon, because we had a trine energy. It was giving earth, and it's through transformative energy. It's karmic, right? It has to do with time too, elements of time, because the moon has to do with elements of time as well. It's opposing the energy that you have of this Capricorn, Mars and Capricorn here. But it is a three, and threes are related to the Empress, okay? And the Empress is connected to the High Priestess, which is the moon, which is intuition. So some of you are feeling very intuitive about some things right now, a feeling. Maybe you haven't been able to act on those feelings because, you're really just going off of a feeling. You're waiting for stuff, because the moon does kind of like wait until a cycle completes, until it can begin again. We have a new moon on March 6th, which, that energy is sexology. That's Pisces, your Earth, your Taurus. The moon is also exalted in your sign, so you really get into that moon energy, right? You understand that there are phases, you understand that there are cycles. Some of you might be like, this was in the last reading too. This is Taurus, and then there's Capricorn, or this is Taurus, but the last one that I did was Scorpio, and I was talking about somebody maybe having a child, or maybe there's someone might be creating a person, a baby, or maybe there might be pets or something coming into the scenario. But that's a cycle too. Pregnancy is a cycle. A cycle is a cycle. I had a friend. She was here. She pulled the moon card, and the next day, guess what happened? Okay. But yeah, you're going through some cycles. Some things are hidden. They have yet to be revealed. There could be some secrets that you might be aware of, right? And that might be an issue for some of you. Let me look at your anxieties. That's interesting. I never have any reversals come up that I didn't intend to have come up, but who does? You have anxieties about the expansion of something or opportunity. Maybe you feel like you don't have the opportunities that you probably had yesterday or 3 years ago. It's not about that. You're still here now. I don't like it when people say, "Well, I'm too old to do something," or I missed that opportunity." Well, you missed that one, but that doesn't mean that there won't be any more opportunities. This is in reverse. Why is this card in reverse? Taurus, explain. Okay, because it's almost like you're not taking advantage of an opportunity that might be bringing you more abundance, right? Because you're worried, you're complacent about something, right? You don't want to take the risk. And oh my God, it's like what I said about, feeling like you missed an opportunity. The fool is in the past, right? And he's walking away from the reading. He's walking into the past. So this is almost making me feel like you had an opportunity in the past and you didn't take the risk, right? You walked away from taking advantage of an opportunity because you felt vulnerable to the risk. This is Uranus. Uranus is in your sign now. I took a risk last night. It was awesome. Perfect. There you go. Right. That's great. Because this is in your recent past. And this is the risk card. So you did do that, honey. You know. But in the anxieties placement, hopes, fears, and anxieties, that relates to the moon. So it's like the evolution. You have evolved to feel complacent and being capable to take advantage of an opportunity. Okay, I'm just gonna say that, and then I'm gonna flip it over, because this is really still a really great card. You have to change the way you see that. You have to transmute that energy into something else, because you're not the person that you were 3 or 5 years ago when that you wanted to do, creatively. It's not like you don't still have those creative talents or those gifts. You're just in a different place because you've evolved. Things have changed for you. Your gift has not changed, though. You know, what it is that you want to do has not changed. Travel. Jupiter represents travel. You know, I don't know. Maybe a trip got canceled or something like that. I don't know. Um, Definitely expanding. Now, Mars says that you need to put some aggression and some energy into fulfilling a wish that you want. And it has to do with this creativity. You know, writers, painters, singers, actors too. But I feel like this is like something that like you can produce, that you can like give people in their hand, that can you can sell them. You know what I mean? Or it's an experience that people can purchase, because it's like you open with the with Three of Pentacles, Mars and Capricorn, right? Anyway, let's continue. You know, where the expansion of a feeling, of a need for something, right? And like I was saying, you need to make a sacrifice, right? And what is it that you're sacrificing? If what you're sacrificing is complacency, and if what you're sacrificing is discontentment, then go ahead and sacrifice. Let that go. You know what I mean? Because it says here to me that you need to create in order to feel better, right? I woke up this morning at like, you know, 2:45, 3 o'clock. I got a message from someone. It inspired me to do readings. I thought I had 3 or something left. I have 4 now. I'm doing the 4th one. You know, I don't think I've ever done that many readings in one morning, and them all be like 30, 40 minutes to an hour long. You know, because sometimes I'm just really exhausted. But you do need to put some energy into fulfilling a wish that you want. Make the wish. Do it. It's yours. It's granted. Do it. Right? You have the Wheel of Fortune, which is Jupiter. It was in reverse, but it is the Wheel of Fortune next to Jupiter in Pisces. And we're there now. Make the decision now to do it for you before Mercury retrograde comes in Pisces. Right? There's a lot of mutable stuff going on. Jupiter in Sag, Neptune in Pisces, Mercury in Pisces, Sun in Pisces. You know what I mean? We just had a Virgo full moon, so there's that. Not a lot going on in Gemini right now, but opposing Gemini is Sag, so there's something going on there. But Mercury is about to go retrograde, so that's Gemini's ruling planet. So we do have a lot of mutable stuff going on. You have to adapt to the changes, right? Adapt to the flow. Understand that, you know, sometimes life hands you surprises. You have the Wheel of Fortune next to the Fool. This is Jupiter and it's Uranus. It's the planet of luck, abundance, opportunity, and chance, right next to the planet of, you know, surprises. Yeah. It is hard when you have people along with you. You know what I mean? People along for the ride with you. They got to be ride or die. You know what I mean? Yeah, you experience delays sometimes. But you have to realize, this is what I've been telling people lately. Wow. This is similar to Aries energy. Look at those flames coming off of his sleeves. Taking off, honey. Anyway, yeah. So, wish fulfillment is something that you really need to put some energy and some aggression into. You need to initiate it, right? Because there's some passion here. And you know where your passions lie with this red hat on. Okay? That's why you're making the wish. And it's gonna be, there's some healing here too with this yellow. Right? You have a lot of blue as well in this reading. And that's getting up here into the, like, I believe, like the throat chakra, I believe. Is that blue? Somebody correct me if it's not, but I think it's the throat chakra. So this is speaking your truth, expressing something. You know, and the throat chakra could be expressed through any sort of form of communication that's artistic. You know what I mean? Are you really black or is that just makeup? Who just said that? You're interesting. That's crazy. So in the Venus position, we have the Eight of Pentacles, which is talking about the strength to produce, this strength to perform. Oh, I do? I look like a white Carlton with makeup. Who are you? Well, I used to do the Carlton dance, honey. And I'm reading cards right now, so I'm not necessarily going to take the time out to read you, but I can, and I can do it to filth. Hey, I'm giving a reading, and there's some guy in here, there's some person in here, something. I don't know who or what they are, but they're doing something. Anyway, let's get back to your reading, okay? So this is the Eight of Pentacles. This is Sun in Virgo. This is you being committed to your own creativity, like I said before. Committed to your own creativity by way of being vulnerable to an experience that's going to teach you something, right? You're putting your work out there, you're projecting your work out there, you're creating the same quality of work every single time. And it's almost like you're going to be like a machine about it, right? And that's what this is suggesting, because it is the advice placement, right? It's talking about what's going to bring more harmony into your life, what's going to bring more balance into your life, being fair to yourself, right? Being of service to your, your experience. It's not getting stuck. It's working with pride, right? Definitely committed to creating and working with pride. Having a sense of pride in your work, and people will be able to see that in your work, okay? Loving that. And this is 8th house energy too. So this is kind of like talking about, some things that are hidden. And it is really talking about transformation. This is how you're going to transform, by putting more energy into your work. Believing in your work too. Believing in your creative juices that are flowing inside of you, darling. Right? And it's practical. Come from a practical standpoint. You're like, okay, I have it. I can do it. It's almost like you have all of the tools and everything in the studio, but you're just not choosing to work. And it is coming from a sense of complacency. And in the future, you have some issues with losing. There's a commitment that you're going to be feeling failed by, right? Because you have the 5 of Cups in the future position, right? But I have 2 other future cards here that might trump this card. Who knows? We'll flip them over. But this is talking about the severity of an emotional experience and what it has brought into your life. You're being tested on a spiritual level. Your belief system's going to help you carry you through this. You know what I mean? This is understanding that just because something happens in your life that tests you emotionally that you wouldn't have asked for, doesn't mean that it's all over. Right? You know what I mean? It's not over. You're going to have to build a new understanding for what it is that you're being taught from this experience that is really testing you, right? You're being squeezed really hard emotionally. I'm holding on tight to this card too. Some of you don't want to let go of something. Daddy Chris. Hey, Daddy Chris. It's true, right, Linda? Yeah, but you just have to be committed to making a choice to transform, right? Because that's what life is about. It's about making those transformations. Let go of resentment, let go of fear. You know what I mean? Do it. Take the Band-Aid off of that wound that has already healed. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you're looking at a wound, like take the cast off. You're no longer injured. You're no longer maimed. You know what I mean? Just don't ever let me go, cutie, cutie. Thank you, Daddy Chris. Okay. I know a Chris. He's really hot, too. Man. Anyway, he's really hot. The 5 of Cups is saying that, like, there's a bridge for you to cross in terms of getting over this. And once you do, you're going to scorned you or something that you wish you could change. Gray cats with green eyes. Daddy Chris. Boy Lolita. Oh, sorry, I'm getting Instagram messages. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm NYC Kendrick. I'm also Kendrick NYC. And, Providence Tarot, of course. But NYC Kendrick is like my account that is my everyday personal account. It's not private, but it's there. And it has like the most interest. Um, After Providence, of course. Or before. But anyway, let me flip over these future cards for you. Wow, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. See, I told you there was going to be something to come in and trump the negative energy, but you know what? You really don't have any negative energy. Only thing you have is releasing fear. Wow, there we go. Okay, definitely going to have to change your perspective. You no. You're definitely going to have to exchange or change exchange. He's talking about exchanging pics, and I said exchange perspectives. No, you're definitely going to have to change your perspective on something, right? This is the truth about a situation, the truth about a matter at hand. You're refocusing yourself. No, this this is a mole that I've had since I was little. And I never actually was bothered by it. And I love this fucking thing. Now, I wouldn't trade it for the world. And when I was in Switzerland, people were telling me that they loved it. Back to your reading, you definitely are changing focus, right? This is a new truth. This is embracing truth, right? Of something. It's like a fresh take. Yes, releasing fear. I would never lie about it and tell people I had my third eye closed. I'm wonderfully happy and thrilled that I have a beauty mark in the center of my forehead. I actually wish it was smack dab in the center, right? All right, y'all are so fierce, okay? But I have tons of black crystals here and tourmaline and all sorts of things. So if you are trying to intimidate me, darling, not Daddy Chris, but whoever that is, I want you to try again. Because I have Pluto and I have Saturn in the first house. So you ain't giving me nothing that I ain't already had. But I can give it to you. Okay, so at the top of the reading, you have Mars and Gemini. So this is talking about the awareness of the expansion of your thoughts and how they're plaguing you, and now how they're bringing destruction to your mind. Yeah, so it's talking about going through cycles. This cycle is going to come to completion, right? And once it comes to completion, it'll be the Ten of Swords, which is actually the Ace of Swords, which is actually your card that you have as the outcome and the energy moving forward in your reading. Congratulations, Taurus. You're going to make it through this, but in the future, you definitely are going to still have issues with releasing fear and resentment. It's okay. Keep putting that into your work. Maybe you should write things. Maybe you should paint things about fear, about resentment, about not letting go, about fear of letting go, about being committed to fear, about being committed to being angry, upset, jealous, that stuff. Don't be committed to that. Change your focus, change your perspective. Don't put energy and aggression into something that needs to close its cycle. Now let me pull a card from the Romance Angels Oracle deck for all of you. Cha 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 cha. That's fierce, y'all. I love it when people try to read me. I live. I want you to. I want you to. I have Jupiter and Uranus conjunct in Sagittarius, and I have Neptune there as well. So, that's like the mystic planet being in a sign that really knows how to go from 0 to 60. So don't make me read, your very existence. So this card says, chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. All right, Daddy Chris. Lasagna, right. You know about that. That's funny. My friend did mention that earlier. Wedding. This situation involves might be paired up with somebody, Taurus. Somebody might come in and change your focus, take you out of this rut that you're in. It says, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Free yourself. Free yourself. You've been going back and forth with a Leo. Well, we had an eclipse in Leo. Did you get any Leo cards here? No. You don't have any Leo cards. So now let me go ahead. Well, that sort of answers that. Maybe you won't be going back and forth anymore. Let me pull your soulmate card, okay, Taurus? Yo, to get into that creative juice flowing. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure you guys have a lot of great ideas about what you want to do. We're going to clear out that negative energy from that person. His moon is in Scorpio. Wow, that's intense. You know the moon is in its fall in Scorpio. Oh, that's like what it feels like. I dated an Aries, okay, rising, ruled by Mars, with moon in Scorpio, ruled by Mars. I do private readings. Heather, email Providence Tarot Kendrick at gmail.com. And I will leave the information in the description box like I have been doing for some of the, all of the videos. I definitely will leave that there, Heather. And, you know, email me and I'll get back to you ASAP. All right, so you guys are going to get your soulmate card for this reading for mid-February, end of February. You can even consider this for like, you know, March. But this is a quick, clear message because it really is talking about taking advantage of opportunities, taking risks, stop worrying too much about what it's going to be and allow it to be something, period. Oh, thank you, babe. I don't know who that was. I haven't really had anybody come in and troll me like that. But, you know, AmberCon, we just did talk about people trolling online. You know what I mean? Maybe they saw the message and they came in with some trolling. Private show for me. I'm not talking about the cards either. Daddy Chris, I don't even know who you are, darling. But you are really coming for me. Yes, black people are fierce. Yeah, no, you got a name like Crack House. That's crazy. Okay, so let me read this card for you guys. The love that emanates from your beloved's heart is from the mind of God and goddesses. Through each other, we become one. A endless blessing that is you. All right, you guys. So that's your message. Let me see what the one is underneath this. Everything happens for a reason. And even though the reason is sometimes unclear, I graciously accept all that transpires in the knowing that it unfolds through love in accordance with the will or the divine will of my soul. I pulled that card and it's on the Providence Tarot Instagram page as a daily quote. Okay, Taurus, thank you so much. I did you last, and that's just because, you know, lots has been going on. You're welcome. Thank you, beautiful. I love that. All right, bye, Chris, Daddy Chris. And bye, Tiffany. Thank you so much, Tiffany Garrett. I used to love that name, Garrett. Yes, you know, I read at Shanti Bookshop and Crystal Gallery on 14th Street. The address is 230 East 14th Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenues. I'm reading there on Sundays from 12 noon to whatever time at night, early evening. Yeah, I'm on Patreon now, so you can go to Patreon and follow up. I'll put up some more readings. Oh, I know, right? The trolls. Yeah, I won't pay them any mind. Namaste. You know, I'm actually from Mississippi, so like whatever they're all that stuff that we're doing, it's like we don't even know who they are, child. They have a name like Crack House, right? Yeah, Patreon me, you guys, and Instagram me, IG me. I love you. My mom's a Taurus too. Ooh, West Tennessee. Okay. I lived in Crossville at one point. I know. I don't think you're trolling, Chris. Oh, you do? I don't know about that. If I believe that. In love at first sight. You're just a librarian. Okay, yeah. He's a librarian. 2 hours from Memphis. Okay, well, I'm sure being a librarian is very exciting. Maybe you could learn to really read. Bye, you guys.